Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon here with your TLC review, Sunday night, December 30th, 2020. I'm joined by my brother.
December 20th.
Yeah, I said that.
You said the 30th.
Oh, my bad. I'm here with my brother tonight. It's his first wrestling video here on the Big Fight Field channel. He's been on a couple NFL videos before. He wanted to pop up for TLC tonight, talk about some TLC. I said, sure, why not? So he's here with the TLC, here to review the show with me tonight. Got 6 matches to review. We're not going to review the pre-show match. It's not worth it.
Trash.
Yeah. But, overall, TLC, what'd you think of the show?
8 out of 10. It was a great show tonight.
You really thought it was a great show?
I thought it was a great show tonight.
I thought it was good. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 like I had originally thought it would be. It's kind of like those pay-per-views that you have very low expectations for, but they end up being pretty good at the end of the night. That's what I thought they were. The show is pretty good. The 2 TLC matches were good. The SmackDown Women's Championship match was good. And we'll talk about everything else on the show. But if you guys have not already, make sure to go check out my SmackDown review on Friday. Make sure you go check out my Dolphins reaction video earlier today, defeating the New England Patriots 22-12. But let's get right into it. Let's talk about TLC. Opening match, AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. I was shocked that this match actually opened up the show. I actually thought it could be considered as the main event, but for what it was, earlier on, it was a little bit boring, slow. It's alright, but it got picked up toward the end. They both got knocked down. Or actually, Miz came out, and he powerbombed Drew McIntyre. I believe it was it on a ladder or through a table?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I think it was a ladder. But Miz cashed in. It was a triple threat TLC match. And they made him look so stupid here. They really did. He's taking his sweet old time, climbing up the ladder, retreat. He's thinking, I got this one. And what happens is almost comes in. He just picks up the Miz. He's carrying him like a baby, and he puts him over the top rope, and he just poof launches the Miz.
Not even launches, he just dropped.
Yeah, he just almost dropped the Miz onto a table. I actually thought that was a pretty cool. That was a cool spot.
Funny.
I thought, yeah. And then Morrison, after that, Morrison comes in, and he smacks Omos with the steel chair, and the chair broke, which
that was funny.
Yeah. And then Omos had Morrison running off, and then at the end you had all 3 Styles, McIntyre, and Miz going up there for the WWE Championship. McIntyre was able to knock off both Styles and The Miz. McIntyre retrieves the WWE Championship, and Drew McIntyre retained the WWE Championship against the Miz and AJ Styles. Correct decision right there. Drew McIntyre was not going to lose this match at all. The Miz was not meant to be the WWE Champion, folks. So, overall, I thought this was a pretty good TLC match. What about you?
Overall, there was some... And the beginning was a little slow, a little boring. But towards the middle and the end, it got really good. I thought this match was really good. The right person got the victory, because I believe Drew McIntyre should go into WrestleMania as champion. So, yeah. Good match, good booking. Good job, WWE.
Did you want The Miz to win this match?
Oh, I did want The Miz to win. Just because how the people would explode.
Nah, I didn't want to. But I think we all know where Drew's going to head to this. It's going to set up, Sheamus for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. That should be a good hard-hitting match. So,
yeah, for sure.
Moving on here, we had Carmella versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
You go.
You can go, man.
This was the match that like no one expected to be good. That was, I thought, amazing. This was Carmella's best match ever in her career.
You think so?
I think that's her best match ever.
I mean, I thought Sasha carried most of the match. That's what I initially thought. But Carmella, that's the one thing. I even said it on SmackDown. You guys know that. The one thing I said Carmella needs to work on is her ring skills. This match was really good, actually. I didn't have any high expectations going into this match. But this match was actually turned out to be a really good match. Sasha got the win at the end, tapping out Carmella. Mella was close, though. She had the...
Reginald.
What was the submission hold that she calls? Like the triangle choke or something like that?
Something weird.
Something like that, yeah. Reginald, Carmella's valet, yes. He got involved a couple times, pulled Carmella out of the ring. He sold a double knees from Sasha Banks. Then Sasha reversed one of Carmella's moves into a Banks statement, and Carmella ended up tapping out. I actually thought this was a really good match. So
yeah,
I'm glad Sasha retained. We're just one step closer to seeing the match that I want to see at WrestleMania between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair, she's going to get her victory over Bayley the next coming weeks, I think, on SmackDown. And then she should definitely win the Royal Rumble match. So, final thoughts on this match before we move on.
Really good. I thought this was Carmella's best match she's ever had. She's improving in the ring, and hopefully she can be a top woman superstar on SmackDown.
Moving on, we had Raw Tag Team Championship match between Hurt Business and The New Day for the 4th time. I suggested this match to be a ladder match. That did not happen, but I mean, for the 10-minute match it wasn't even that long, but for the 10-minute match it was. I thought it was a decent tag team match. Not great or not great anything, but it was decent for what it was. Hurt Business picked up the victory. Shelton was actually going to go for the victory. Cedric Alexander, he tagged himself in, hit the lumbar check, and ended up pinning Kofi Kingston to win the Raw Tag Team Championships. This will do nothing for the tag team division. I mean, we already know what's going to happen. It'll be Hurt Business against Matt Riddle and Jeff Hardy, most likely, for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And, I mean, I thought this was a decent match for what it was. I'm happy the Hurt Business won. But overall, I don't think it does much for the tag team division. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, this is a solid match. It was pretty good. And I like the direction they were going with Cedric Alexander. I think him getting all these pinfall victories, I guess it could lead to a big push for Cedric Alexander.
Do you think him being overhyped after a victory could, like, lead to a turn or something?
Not yet. Maybe, like, around mid to early next year. Like, maybe, like, March to, like, July could happen.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Hurt Business are the new Raw Tag Team Champions. Bobby Lashley came out to celebrate afterwards. After that, we got an ad for Royal Rumble. That's going to be taking place on January 31st, 2020. It's almost WrestleMania season, so it's going to be a lot of Royal Rumble content here on the channel when we get closer to the event. But after this match, this was my calm down match of the night. We had Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Asuka and a mystery partner, which I was not too thrilled with at all. It turned out to be Charlotte Flair. Not thrilled with it at all. Charlotte Flair got the win for herself and Asuka. Really, I don't even want to talk about this match that much. It wasn't even that good, to be honest.
Want me to talk about it?
Sure.
The match wasn't very good. It was kind of like the match where I was on my phone, just checking stuff out. But the return of Charlotte, I know you're not a big fan, but I like Charlotte. She's a great wrestler. She don't really have that much good character, but she's a great wrestler. But the one thing that like made stand out is why couldn't Nia Jax take the pin, and Shayna Baszler always has to take the pin.
They've made Shayna look like a loser. Like, she's taken losses to Asuka, which, I mean, that's no shame of. But she lost clean to Lana a couple weeks ago. Yeah. And now she's losing to... She lost to Charlotte. And I don't understand why they're protecting Nia Jax and going back to your Charlotte thing, that you like her and all that. That's cool, but the problem that they had before she went out for a couple months is overexposing her, and I feel like they're going to do that again, because who honestly is going to step up to Asuka and challenge her for the Raw Women's Championship? Of course, they're going to think Charlotte Flair. Of course, it's going to be a storyline where I won us the Women's Tag Team Championships. You didn't win them. You give me a title shot at the Royal Rumble. And then we're going to see Charlotte 2 belts. And when we see Charlotte 2 belts, expect a rant. So, moving on to my match of the night.
Yeah,
my match of the night right here. This was excellent, guys. For the Universal Championship, we had Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. This was excellent. The storytelling was very good. These Roman Reigns matches, since he's turned heel, this has been the best work of his career. I think we all know that by now. But Kevin Owens, man, this was the best Kevin Owens match I've seen in years. Like, I can't remember the last time I've seen this good of a Kevin Owens match. The last time I can remember seeing this good of a Kevin Owens match was 2017 when he defended the Universal Championship against the same guy he fought tonight in Roman Reigns in that no disqualification match. This match was excellent. The story is amazing. With Kevin Owens just not getting up, he kept getting back up, not giving up. He went through, I believe, 3 or 2 tables. He made Roman go through a table with a pop-up powerbomb. Destroyed Jey Uso throughout the match. So, at the end, you would think that Kevin Owens has the match won. He's up on the ladder all by himself. He just hit the pop-up powerbomb on Roman Reigns. He's got Jey Uso covered on the announce table. But Owens, he's up there by himself. He has the Universal Championship in his grasp. He didn't get it. Jey Uso comes down. He comes in. He starts attacking Kevin Owens. Owens gets him away, and this gives Roman Reigns enough time to get back on the ladder and put Kevin Owens in the guillotine. Roman Reigns makes Kevin Owens pass out. Kevin Owens falls off the ladder. Roman Reigns slowly grabs the Universal Championship, and after an excellent Universal Championship TLC match, Roman Reigns is your victor. I know I just spent a lot of time talking about this match, so I want to get your thoughts on this match. So take it away.
This was the best match of the night, maybe one of the best matches since Survivor Series. Roman Reigns, I mean, this is a hot take. He's the best wrestler in the world. There's no one better than him right now. Storytelling-wise, match-wise, he hasn't put on a bad match yet. Roman Reigns is on fire. Kevin Owens is on fire as well. I am wondering who will be fighting Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble.
That's a good call, because I feel it's like, to me, setting up Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I think it's
to be the next
Daniel
challenger.
Bryan.
Well, what do you think about that?
I mean, it'll probably be another great match.
Yeah, I mean, Roman Reigns' character, he has not put on a bad match, like pay-per-view wise. I don't really remember TV matches he's had since being a heel, but pay-per-view wise, you had the 2 matches with Jey Uso. You had the match of the year candidate with Drew McIntyre, and now you had this match with Kevin Owens tonight. And if this shows anything, in my opinion, this shows that Kevin Owens, he deserves to be in the main event scene more often than he is. And it shows like how good of a pro wrestler he is and how good Kevin Owens is at this. One thing, it's great that you have Roman Reigns as a top heel. You always need a great heel in the wrestling match, right? Well, you also need a great babyface as well. And Kevin Owens was that great babyface as well. Do you think Kevin Owens is better at a babyface or a heel?
Heel. He's a better heel.
So, excellent match between KO and Roman Reigns. One criticism, though. This should have been the main event.
Yeah,
at the end of the night, looking back on the show, I'm not saying this was bad. It was a good show, but this should have absolutely been the main event, in my opinion. And the main event instead was Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton in the Firefly Inferno match. I don't know what to think, man. I don't know what to think about it. So,
do you want me to do it?
I mean, you can take it first, and then I'll put my insight and thought into it. So,
a lot of you are probably gonna hate me for saying this. I thought the match is really good. I mean, I'm a sucker for these like types of like crazy matches, and you know, I thought the only bad thing about it I thought was like the fact that the flames were like every time there's like a big move, the flames would go off.
I didn't like that as well.
Yeah, I didn't like that, but otherwise, it kind of I feel like this match protected both of them, in my opinion. I don't think the Fiend really lost anything from just getting set on fire, and I don't think Randy Orton won or lost anything from this match. Overall, I thought it was decent.
Bad thing about Randy Orton, which, by the way, I called it in my prediction video. I actually did not expect it to happen. So the fact that Randy Orton won this match, I mean, I was pretty shocked by. So the match came about where you had rocking chair on the outside. Bray Wyatt was about to light Randy Orton. Orton was sitting on the rocking chair, and he was about to light it on fire with Randy Orton sitting there. Orton got out of the way in time, and then you would have them throwing each other the barricade. The fire would go off. He'd do the draping DDT. The fire would go off, which I thought was pretty unnecessary. Like, it didn't need to be after every single big move. But the ending came where the Fiend had the mandible claw in on Randy Orton, and he's pushing Randy Orton closer and closer to the fire. Randy Orton turned around. Bray Wyatt is now toward the fire with the mandible claw in on Randy Orton. Bray Wyatt set on fire, and they're in the ring, and Randy Orton is still beating up Bray Wyatt, and I'm confused by this, because I'm like, isn't the match over? Bray Wyatt is set on fire. He's literally sitting there. He's laying there on fire, but I guess Randy Orton wanted to do other things. He put gasoline on Bray Wyatt, spilled it onto him, and he got a match, and he just threw it onto Bray Wyatt, and they literally burnt
the Fiend.
They burnt the Fiend, which it's fake. Bray Wyatt was really, I hate using that word in wrestling terms, but I don't really think Bray Wyatt was burnt there, but they burnt the Fiend, and it's been a rough year for the Fiend. That's, like, in my opinion, Fiend didn't have that good of a year. He had that debacle. The only highlight was, in my opinion, was the match with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, at Royal Rumble.
His match with Cena.
And his match with Cena. Besides that, he got buried by Goldberg. He had a uneventful feud with Braun Strowman, and he got burnt. He literally got burnt by Randy Orton. And I have no idea where they're going with this. I have no idea what's next for Bray Wyatt, but I guess we'll have to wait and see, right?
That's a good, I mean, I guess that's a good thing, because no one knows what's going to happen, so when something happens, it's going to be unexpected.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but overall, I thought TLC was a good show. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 overall, so
I give it an 8 out of 10. Really good show on my part. I'm actually excited for Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown.
Why so? I mean, you'll know you'll get Raw. You'll know how Raw's going to be tomorrow night, so
I don't know. We'll find out.
Alright, folks, we're going to wrap up the review here tonight on the channel. I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching the review tonight. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. 14 subs away until 300 subscribers here on the channel.
300 subscribers by Christmas.
I was saying New Year's, but...
Christmas.
All right, he says Christmas. I say New Year's. Let's just get to 300 subscribers. So, hit the subscribe button. Comment down below. What did you guys think of TLC this year? I want to know everything you thought on the show. Hit that like button if you like what myself and my brother Brady had to say on the show tonight. Follow me on Twitter, @Colin_Joseph. And you got any final words before we get out of here?
Have a good night. And tune in for Monday Night Raw tomorrow night.
All right. Have a good night, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you back on the channel tomorrow.